So what we're going to be doing today is going over games that just had the most meaningful impact on us. And this is my list in particular of just the things that really, I don't want to say they're like the best things of all time, or they're the things that made me a gamer. They're the things that made me feel the most. They're the things that made us just think, or an overall theme that makes us question who we are or the things around us. Or just, I call it the soul print. It just left a print on your soul for some reason, whether it's a wound, whether it's a inspiring spark. It could be anything. It just has to like be something meaningful is what I'm going to put it. There's a lot of games that are not on this list that are some of my all-time favorite games. This is not my all-time favorite games. These are games that left some kind of a stamp on me, as we see on screen. You know, Supertone mentioning Uncharted, Stephanie mentioning also Uncharted, and Tomb Raider impacting the most as my first female-led game. That's a great example. So these are going to be in chronological order as to what mine are, okay? These are all in chronological order. They are not the order that I played them. I kind of feel like I should have did that. But the thing that started it all, I had to put something on this list if we're talking about the most meaningful experiences I have had with video games. There's one that had to be on this list, and it's actually the earliest entry because of why it's on this list. The original Kingdom Hearts is something I will never forget, and that is especially just because it made me into video games. Like, there's so many games that I played before Kingdom Hearts, but Kingdom Hearts was that first one, that first game that really made me fall in love with video games and the experiences that they could give me. It was something of a, like, I can't even explain it. It was just, even the commercials for it, like you play as some Final Fantasy looking kid with the outfit that looks like Final Fantasy, a game series I've never played, and you're playing all these Disney things and you hear that Utada Hikaru theme. Like, it just fascinated me. And then I played it and I shed like my first tears playing a video game as a child growing up. I was immersed. I replayed it. I think Kingdom Hearts is like one of the first games in my life that's more than 10 hours that I immersed so much of my time into, and I played it again. And then I played it again. The reason Kingdom Hearts has to be on this list, and it's the earliest entry of this list, is because it was the first. It was the first game of all of these games I'm about to say that got me into video games. So it's in its title. It's in my heart because of that. Now, my number two. This is something I've actually played very recently, but it released very long ago. Now, Mass Effect 3 is divisive to many of the hardcore fans. But to me, as somebody that played it, I think it was like 4 years ago or so, I see Dogtag already saying Mass Effect for the win. Mass Effect is what made me realize the truest of trilogies. Like, I only had that feeling with Halo. Like, Halo, I played Halo 1 through 3. That was the only trilogy that I felt so like, this is a masterpiece, truly. But then Mass Effect 3, I was like, no, I am shocked to say this is the ultimate trilogy of a video game. And Mass Effect 3 in particular, the reason it's on my most meaningful game experiences list is because it's not my favorite of the trilogy, but it impacted me the most. It got me so invested in the characters and the things that they go through, their development, your relationships with them, and just to see it all conclude when every one of the games meant so much. Everything you did up until this game, yes, the ending is divisive, but nonetheless, there's so many other things before the ending that makes you feel like everything you did in the previous games mattered. And because of that, the emotional payoff of all these various stories, it shook me. It shook me. And I will never forget the line that as I'm talking, like as I talk, we have to see if I can get through this whole list without crying, because I'm getting shaky as I talk about this, but just the lines. I'm proud of you. If you played it, you know what that is. But just that line after everything you did up to the end of this trilogy, that I got goosebumps thinking about that. Like, Mass Effect 3 is just going to be a game I'll never forget. All the characters that I met and that trilogy coming to an end, it just hit me so hard. Steffi says, Mass Effect definitely, unique story as a whole. There isn't anything it's compared to. Garrus was the true bro. And Adrian, what to you is the most important aspect of a game that makes the difference between a good and a great game? I'd love to talk about that after Adrian, but definitely execution. If I summed it up, execution. And Mass Effect 3, while the execution wasn't perfect, it still left that imprint on my soul because of that conclusive feel to a trilogy. When we get to the end of this list, there's some honorable shout-outs to say, and there is a game that didn't make it on this list that is very similar to Mass Effect 3. But the next one I thought of. Yet another game that released so long ago, but I have only played in recent years. Journey. This is what I might actually cry to. Journey showed me, it literally made me feel good about playing games. Like, it literally, there was, the whole experience is like 2 hours, you know, if you know what you're doing. It's 2 hours, but it's a 2 hours that you could go through again and again and again, and there's all these, like, other people. It's shockingly, I had no idea, it's shockingly a co-op game. Like, there's other people playing it while you're playing it, and you could all, like, work together to get to the top of this mountain. But it's the music, it's the pacing, it's the flow of it. It makes you feel something. It makes you feel like you, the player, are going on a journey, and you experience so much in that 2 hours. And when you see another player that's just like, they come up to you and are willing to, like, help you make a jump and everything, I legit cried towards the end of this game, not because something sad was happening, but because I was feeling. When we grow up, we start to lose touch, I think, of the things that really make us passionate, of what our real emotions are, that vulnerability and freedom we feel as children. But Journey gave me that back. I genuinely am, like, wanting to tear up talking about it. Like, it genuinely gave me that back, I felt, when I played it. And if there's ever a time that I want to play something in, like, a 2 to 4 hour time frame, Journey's gonna be the top, because I want to feel. And Journey's gonna make me feel. God, Keebs. Why? I'm telling you, man, it was an experience. Like, Mass Effect 3 and Journey came out a long time ago, but I only played them this year. I see Rocket going as Vemba on this list. I have to tune in, find out. I don't remember the order of this list, I have to admit. Wait, do I have the order? Yeah, I do. Okay. Number 4 on this list is going to be controversial because of the sequel. It's a sequel. Wait, I want to see Steffi. My first experience was healing by the end of the game. Oh, that's exactly. It healed me. Journey healed me. Exactly. But this game did not heal me. So many people are gonna be like, why would you put Season 2 over Season 1 of Telltale's The Walking Dead? And this is not a best of all time list. This is the games that just did something. They, like, when I think back to them or relive a moment from them, it sends shivers down my spine. And The Walking Dead Season 2 does that to me more than Season 1, because a couple reasons. One, it was the game that I got to experience live. I experienced the first game years after it happened, or after it all happened. But season 2, I was experiencing like as the episodes came out with my friend, and because of that, we were like talking about it when each episode came out. But it was playing as Clementine as this child in a terrible world. The decisions I was making playing as this 12-year-old, or I don't know how old she is, I'm guessing, 12, it just hurt me so much more actively. And especially the biggest reason is, I've said previously, this is a video, my favorite trailers of all time. Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 5 has one of my favorite trailers of all time because it makes you reflect on everything, and the music hits you, and the final choice you have to make in Season 2 hurt me. It didn't hurt me. I struggled with it more than the ending of Season 1 because I knew what I wanted to do at the end of Season 1. Season 2, the end, I don't want to do either of these. I can't do it. I just can't do it. And it wrecked me. And that's why. It's just Season 2 of The Walking Dead more actively put me through the emotional ringer, and I didn't think a game could do that. So that's Walking Dead Season 2. I think that came out in 2013. It broke you. It kind of broke me. Like the end of it all, man. Like, ugh. I'm getting heart palpitations. I actually am. It hurts. All right. Number 5. Wait, I want to see number 5. Oh, number 5? I don't think I'm going to be able to get through this one without crying. So, Undertale came out in 2015, but I didn't play it until 2020. And it's honestly on this list, yes, for making me like see the beauty of indies and kind of in the way Kingdom Hearts impacted me big picture wise. Like Undertale is the game that made me, really see like, oh my God, this is what an indie game can be, such creative freedom. But that's more about like overall games. The reason Undertale hit me so freaking hard is this idea that you can get through a game without killing anything. You can get through it without killing anything. And that whole sense of like Subaru from freaking ReZero, like just having to befriend and get to know everybody, that just meant that was so different to me. I was just not used to that. And it made me like attached to even just the NPCs that I would come across. And it just like, I wasn't expecting to be so emotionally involved with this game because of that factor, that really weird, different factor. But most of all, even though these aren't my most emotional moments of games, Undertale has the moment, along with My Hero Academia, that literally got me through when my channel was hijacked at the end of 2019. If it wasn't for Undertale, I don't know if I would still be here doing this stream right now. I don't know if I would be. Because there was a moment with a certain character, I'll just say Robot. You know what I'm talking about if you played it. And that robot, when you get towards the end of that arc, it hit at home so freaking much that I was bawling my eyes out because of what I was going through at the time. And if it wasn't for that scene, I don't know if I would be here. And then just there's a point too that as the music is playing right now, you're reflecting on everything that you've done until then. And Undertale is one of those things that I'm just always going to have a soft spot in my heart for. And genuinely, the pacifist run is one of the most charming stories in any video game I have ever seen. So, number 5. I got through it without crying. And Ninja, you got to play Deltarune. You're in for a treat. I mean, I want Deltarune to be finished. I want it to be finished. My Hero Academia Season 4. Mirio and Megaton are the two things that got me through my hijacking. 2018. We actually have 2 games. So, Celeste admittedly almost didn't make this list. I'm going to admit that. It almost didn't make this list. Like, if this was ranked, it would probably be number 10. But I felt like I couldn't leave it off, plus I made it the thumbnail. Because it's such a direct example of what I'm talking about. Of a game, this whole thing is about games that left some kind of experience or imprint on us. And Celeste is one of the most like definitive things of that, of this game that truly speaks such a great just life stuff, you know, about just self-improvement and everything. The whole thing is an analogy of like Celeste getting to the top of this mountain and doing it because, yeah, it scares you, but you know, like looking back, you're going to be proud that you did, and facing your fears and knowing this dark side of you that you should not get rid of, but learn to accept that is there. And once you know it's there, then you know how to work with it better. And just so much about, and my favorite, the moment that this game, I'm like, it has to be on this list, is there's a point that it says, like, I forgot what it is exactly, but it keeps track of how many times you've died. It has a death counter. And the death counter literally is telling you, wow, look how much effort you're putting in. Or like, look how much determination you have. I forgot how it puts it, but it just makes you feel good. It makes you feel good about how much you have failed because you are trying. You're trying. The failures are the lessons, but you are trying to get to the top of this mountain. You're trying to get through this grueling platformer game sometimes. It is freaking hard. And because of that, you're gonna die a lot, but the game actually tells you, good freaking job. Keep going. And that's what we have to freaking take with us in life, man. Like, I almost left Celeste out of this, and I'll say honorable shout-outs at the end of this, but it had to be on the list. It just had to. Yeah, Ninjaair, I have to add that to my list. That game came into my life, and it's when she is talking to herself before the cliff. Yep, that saved me from ending my life, man. Like, like, I literally can believe that. I can believe that Celeste actually might have saved some people's lives. And Stephy, Celeste would be my number 1. I really needed to reach that ending and challenge myself to the max. It was just so satisfying to play. And Ninja, it felt like I was mentally pushing myself with Celeste. It couldn't have come at a better time. Like, exactly. Like Celeste, Stephy saying, you know, like reaching the end, getting to the end of this game had so much meaning to it. Instead of just saying you beat the game, it had a lot of meaning to it. So, yeah, Patrick, all of your music picks for this is making me nostalgic for the video game music. Video game music, man, that's another thing to talk about. But I said that there were 2 games from 2018. Can you guess what the other one is? Red Dead Redemption is gonna go down as it's to this day, I think it holds true. I think it's my all-time favorite narrative of any video game. Like, Red Dead Redemption 2 is gonna be up there with some of the GOATs to me as just one of the greatest games ever made for many freaking reasons. I have a video about that, about just the best games of the PS4 and Xbox One era. But the story of this game, it had to be here. C2, that quote. That's why. It's like the whole story, you are playing as one of the most interesting protagonists I've ever seen in a video game, Arthur Morgan. And as you are with him in this family of this gang that you're in, that you genuinely care about everybody there, and you're trying to do good by them, and you're trying to do good by yourself and others, or maybe just indulging in, you know, the greed or whatever. As you go on this journey as Arthur, the world is going to shift around you and react to you depending on how honorable you are. And in the end, you have this moment that Arthur just says the words, "I'm afraid." When he said that, I'm getting chills. I'm getting chills just thinking about that. Like that was the moment that I'm just like, this is a narrative I will never forget. That's one of the prerequisites to this list, is a lot of the things on this list have stories that just I will never forget. And Red Dead Redemption 2 is such a fantastic game that I've always wanted to replay it, but the story is so freaking powerful that I can't bring myself to do it. I think the story is just too powerful to experience again. So it's such a beautiful, it's masterful writing, man. It's such masterful writing and such great like sim world elements to the journey of Arthur Morgan and the things that you do as him. Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2 had to be on this list. It's like, it would be in my top 5 probably if this was a ranking. But something else Red Dead Redemption 2 has in common with this next entry is, I said, I just feel like I can't experience that narrative again. And I'll never get to experience this next game ever again. So, Outer Wilds came out in 2019. I think I played it the year after it came out. And if you follow me enough, I see Ninja going, "I knew it." And Supertone, "Inevitable." If people follow me enough, they know Outer Wilds is like my favorite indie game of all time. And it's not even on this list because of that. But when we talk about the most impactful gaming experiences I've had, Outer Wilds has to be on there because of its one-time nature. There's so many things I could take away from this game that's about you, this space explorer on essentially a freaking hike through your solar system, trying to figure out, how can I stop the freaking sun going supernova or whatever? Like, that's all I'll say about the plot. That's the back of the box shenanigans. And like, you're trying to figure that out by doing all these time loops over and over and over and figuring out like, what can you do to like either stop things or get answers. But once you figure it all out and get the true credits to this game, it's over. You can never experience Outer Wilds ever again. Because the whole point of it is to figure out this mystery. And when you figure out the mystery, you can literally beat the game in a brand new file in like 12 minutes if you wanted to. And the experience of that, I'm gonna cry here. I take so many things from Outer Wild about trying things, about taking what you learned yesterday and bringing it in tomorrow, about speaking with people to potentially find new information about the world and yourself. Like, there's so many things about the pursuit of knowledge and what that can lead to. There's so many freaking things. But the thing that Outer Wilds reminds you that you sometimes will only get to do something once. The whole game is about experiencing the same loop over and over and over. But at some point, it's going to be over. And you won't be able to do that again once it's over. You're with your freaking romantic partner every day, but at some point, that's gonna be over. You're at this amazing job that you love, but at some point, it's going to be over. Like, there's these beautiful things in your life that you experience every day, but you don't realize that at some point, something can change that's going to make this experience done. And that's the thing that Outer Wilds hits me with, man. You experience the same day every day in some different way. That's another thing. Do something different every day. Challenge yourself. Experiment. But at some point, it's going to be done. And that's the thing that Outer Wilds makes me like. I think that's like, I've thought about it for many years. Like, what's the thing I take away from Outer Wilds? And I think that's the thing that always got me. It's just that at some point, everything is over. So we have to value today. We have to do what we can today to bring that into tomorrow and to make tomorrow an even better day. So yeah, Outer Wilds. Ninjaair, it's a great game. I have yet to beat it, but it's such a great space exploration experience. And Steffi, now I can say thank you. I brought up Celeste. I brought up Journey. And now Steffi says, now I can say thank you, because those two games Steffi introduced me very, very, very much for recommending this game. Another ending that was very healing and impressionable. I tell you what, we're talking about tears. The true credits to this game, just like Celeste, the true like ending to this game, I have never felt more emotional during a credit sequence. Like, I've never felt more emotional during a credit sequence than Outer Wilds. Like, no question. It killed me, man. I love you discuss the art of video games. I've been holding back tears this whole stream. I knew this stream was gonna be the most emotional stream we have ever had because of the shit that I'm telling you about why these games impacted me. But I'm gonna tell you, like, Outer Wilds is the one I knew I would get the most emotional about, for sure. Again, I'm going chronological. Outer Wilds came out in 2019. 2020 is another one that had 2 games. So, this is the last one, Steffi, that I have to thank you for buying me this game, for getting me to try it, and getting me to experience this. Omori it's not a perfect game. I definitely think it has its flaws. There's some fluff in it and everything. But when I talk about things that left a print on my soul, Omori left a wound. Omori left a wound that I feel like I will never get over. When you find out the truth and the music that plays during the final boss of this game, at least the true final boss of this game, every time I hear that specific track, not the one that's playing right now, but the one that's plays before, that track, I drop like 20 degrees. My body drops like 20 degrees, and I get immense chills down my spine. Because the whole premise of this is just, I can't tell you. Like, it's one of those things that I warn people, like, I don't know if I could recommend it to everybody, because you're going to experience some really, really heavy shit in this. And this whole time I've been kind of boasting about these games. I boast about Omori. I think it's a great game. It's not a masterpiece or anything, but emotionally, you better buckle up. If you have the patience to get through a lot of the filler that this game has, you better buckle your freaking heart up, because it's gonna get freaking murdered. Because the shit that you find out and the things that this boy experienced, I can't tell you, because the shock factor, this is the one, man. The reason it's on this list is because this is a wound that just this brutal wound in my heart that I will never get over. And it made me just realize, like, this is another moment that games can reach outside of the screen. It's a moment that made me, like all these games, it made me realize, like, games give me heartfelt experiences that sometimes I just, like, it's hard to have in life sometimes, or it's hard to have when I'm just watching something. Being an active participant sometimes can make my freaking heart just break or flutter or whatever. Now, I have some honorable mentions to say before this final one. So just stick around for it, because this final one, nobody's going to know this game unless you have been watching me on Twitch. I can't believe I put this on the list. The Warmth Between Us. I streamed this game this year, and it came out in 2020. Now, Steffi, I'm gone. No, hold on. Steffi watched me play this, and she was sobbing through this. Now, the reason this is on is because, like, this is not a game that's like just quality or anything like that. This is a visual novel, if you didn't know. This is a visual novel. I think it's just like $5 or $10 or something, super cheap. And it's crazy that I would put this among Red Dead Redemption 2, among Outer Wilds, Undertale, Journey, some of the best games of all time. This is not a best games of all time list. This is experiences that made me feel, that left something in me that I don't think will ever go away. And The Warmth Between Us, yes, as Steffi is saying, that game hurt. No sadness, just pain. It's not even just because of that for me. The reason it stuck with me is that it gave me this experience of getting to know someone. It gave me this experience of, yeah, as a game, it's not that great. You don't get to choose your choices that much or anything like that. But it had this story that I had to click through and read and wait until I was ready to see the next scene, that just impacted me on a personal level. Because one, I'm an artist, you know, I love rooting for artists. I root for people doing what they're passionate about, and I'm hoping they make a living out of it, just like I hope I make a living out of it. And there's that element to this game that I related to so much, this story. But then there's freaking moments that just for some reason, the interaction between these two characters and you getting to know this girl, it just felt so like, I don't know, like I can't explain why I needed to put it on the list. It just felt like I just haven't felt. I literally said that during the Twitch stream. I just haven't felt as much as I have felt playing through this in a long time. Like just like Journey, The Warmth Between Us just made me feel things that I haven't felt in so long, of just getting this interaction with someone and just watching that, you know, relationship unfold. And I just I would squee, like it just left an imprint on me, man. I'm not going to forget this. Like, I hope I don't, at least. It's very fresh. This is the freshest one. But Ninjaair, you truly have played it all. I have not, man. I have not played it all. And Steffi, oh yeah, I know your experience was different. The game resonated with me too much. And yeah, that's if anybody has certain trauma with a certain family member, then you're gonna deal with a lot of shenanigans with this one. So honorable mentions that I will say, that I don't think can I just bring it in here? I'm going to try to bring it in here. Arkham Knight. Fantastic game. Arkham Knight is very similar to Mass Effect 3, of just getting to see a hero's journey and it come to an end. And especially like as you get towards the end, Batman's like super reflective on everything he's done and potentially saying goodbye and stuff. BioShock Infinite, another one that I like. It's mostly just because of the ending. BioShock Infinite to this day has like the best ending to any game I have ever seen. So I thought of it, but I didn't quite make the list. Shockingly, Grand Theft Auto 4. Grand Theft Auto 4 is kind of like Kingdom Hearts 1. It's one of the first games that's like beyond 10 hours or 15 hours that I replayed multiple times because I was so into the story and this idea of you being a street rat that just works his way up through this criminal empire and making genuine connections and potentially like leaving it behind. Like I just thought like Grand Theft Auto 4 story-wise is hands down my favorite Grand Theft Auto. My favorite game of all time. Halo 3. Halo 3 was considered too, but like, I think Halo 3, it would probably be like number 11, but it's especially because of like the multiplayer experience that game had. That's why. It's like the multiplayer experience of that game. I'll never forget that, and that's why like this would easily be number 11, because I literally made some lifelong friends in Halo 3. And the things that we did together, and we like forged a therapy room. Like Halo 3 was the community game. Like we might, well, over time we might swap Halo 3 with the Warped Between Us. If Warped Between Us or Celeste was number 10, Halo 3 will like gradually take its place. And of course, The Last of Us. The Last of Us, it's kind of like BioShock Infinite with its ending. The Last of Us with its prologue. The prologue of Last of Us. Like, we're at some point going to have a most like emotional moments video or stream or short or something. And the prologue of The Last of Us, I will never forget that shit. But then the whole story too, like it definitely left me like, it's one of those games that the credits roll that you're just left thinking about. So I would say like those were shout outs.